Many of you know Florian, and a day ago he was playing tennis and he had a heart attack and he's left this plane. He's journeying through the Bardo. So, yeah. I asked that too, Sylvia. They don't know. Yeah. Just
Is it
holding
Florian
him.
Schlosser?
Florian Schlosser, yes. Still young and healthy. Yeah. If you feel to, just connect with him and let him know all is well. I mean, it's pretty quick, and didn't hear the details of it, but it's like you don't have much time to prepare with a heart attack usually, and so it would be kind of, yeah, shock. If you feel a connection with him, just connect him and let him know all is well. Oh, yeah.
Hi, Isaac.
Mm.
Yeah, here the thinking is activated. As I'm quite near with death and all that stuff. And now you spoke about Florian and Bardo and maybe being shocked of a sudden death, so to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like if you can say something. How do you see that? Because I somehow experience that also that Bean is very close to me all the time.
Mm.
So, and on the other hand, I know what I am is nothing from this world.
Mm.
And who is that? What is that?
You know, it's so hard to speak
I
because, you
know,
know,
yeah.
if I have to speak of my experience, there's the recognition in waking state that this is a dream, or, you know, like everything is interpreted.
Yes.
And so then there's that resting beyond interpretation of just presence, you could say, and then there's nothing, no one, nothing,
Yes.
nothing that you can really say.
Yes.
And then the experience of dreaming at night when asleep, and sometimes dreaming and not having a clue that you're dreaming, and sometimes dreaming and knowing that you're dreaming, and then deep sleep. So if I just talk simply from this experience, it's like, seems like, you know, having read, I think many of us have read from the Tibetans about the bardos, about what they say can happen when dying happens, and what, you know, I'm sure many people have read about so-called near-death experiences, or dying and coming back or whatever, where people have the sense of this beautiful light and being part of it and then disappearing into it. And from all different religious backgrounds, all different experiences. So who knows whether it just goes straight into like a deep sleep state, or whether it goes into this state of where you kind of processing, or there's some kind of, when I say you, there's some kind of a processing of information. I don't really know. I just know it's that I don't know. I could say it like that. So,
Yeah.
but, you know, sometimes like, um, I think, you know, we have the capacity to tune into what we call someone, and just getting a sense of what their journey is like at that moment. And sometimes when, I mean, for me, you know, when people transition, or I even say people transition, life transitions, I don't know how else to speak it, because it is a transition, but it's like, you know, you can watch someone sleeping and you can sense when they're having a dream that's troubling them, or you can sense whether they just, yeah, enjoying it. So it's, you know, it's like, to me, it might all be imagination, you know, I have no idea, but when there's a transition and I tune in, I can sense, oh, that person's relieved, it's all well,
Yes.
that journey is going smoothly. And then, the sense where you feel someone, again, it's hard to know what that is, whether you tuning into love or a memory or a feeling or what it is. It's like,
Oh, thank you so much for these words, because
yeah,
mind is already down again, and
yeah.
because I experience it like you speak it somehow, and
Mm.
we don't know. Yeah? Actually, that's
You don't know, but for me, when I was just tuning into Florian, I could feel like, again, it might completely be my own imagination. I felt like a shock. I didn't know where he was,
yes. I
something
felt
like
it the
that.
same.
It's like, because playing tennis and the next thing, gone. It's like,
Yeah, yeah,
and he has a child that he loves, and it's like, so I've just been sitting with him and saying all is well, but who knows? Even that might just be all projection. That I have no idea.
yeah. I mean, I was with Bina when she was dying, and was the whole time with her. And I somehow it felt like I noticed now her attention is going in that other
Mm,
reality, so to say.
mm,
And I
mm,
saw how delighted she was in that
mhm,
all that pain she had, and even when she came back here, so to say, that
mm,
was there was a residue in her. Yeah, she was so
mm,
relaxed with all that,
mm.
but might be interpretation and a wish from my side also that it was.
So yeah, yeah. And so in some ways, it's like, yeah, it's just holding whatever comes in our consciousness as love, with love, like that. Just no different than when we meet each other now. There's a quality of attention that we give that's sweet and doesn't really know anything, but just meets in a way that's lovely. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you. Yeah, because I was sitting here, okay, and I said, okay, just be, be beyond somehow. But I noticed
Mhm.
this, and now it's gone. It's just the mind is quiet again. Thanks.
And then often, I mean, it's like, somebody, like there's a transition. Even to say somebody transitions, there isn't anybody that transitions. There's a
Yeah,
transition that happens. It's like, and then we can feel whatever residues there of impressions we had of that expression of life, or whether some, just some awkwardness or some feeling of not being completely at ease. And yeah, so and we can notice the opposite where there's just ease and beauty and like that. So
yeah, yes, yes.
yeah.
I mean, the language that we are using is actually so weird.
It's it's weird. It's weird. I mean, it starts, this whole thing of I love you, I hate you, I'm upset with you. All these, I mean, when you start looking, I'm upset with you. Actually, it's a
Yeah,
pattern upset with a pattern. Or I love you. It's like, who's the you? The image of you? Who's the I? All this stuff, it's like you're left with pretty empty hands once you start really exploring deeply. It's just like there's just life. No understanding, no none knowing, yeah, no, not being able to say what it is even. Yeah. right. Judith.
Hi, Isaac.
Hi.
So I came in a bit later and I missed.
Yeah, I just told people that Florian was playing tennis about a day and a half ago, and he had a heart attack, and he's in transition. Yeah, so many people know
Wow,
Florian. Yes.
it's a bit shocking to hear. Wow.
It is shocking. He's still a young, was a young
Young,
man.
yeah.
Yeah.
Also for her, must be shocking.
Yeah, for and Stella, he's got a
Yeah.
6-year-old. I think she's
Also
6
a
now.
kid.
So,
Wow.
yeah.
Oof.
Yeah. Life, it's
Wow. Yeah. Life.
just to feel, not to jump over the shock by any means. It is shocking when you hear someone like that. But just at the same time, all is well. It's just the stance. Yeah.
Seeing how vulnerable it is, huh? Can be so vulnerable and quick.
And it's like somehow in most of us, we're not that used to considering, like death in a sense. In the shamanistic traditions, it's much more that you walk with it as a companion.
Yeah, that's true.
And,
sometimes you think that you have time and time and time, but you really don't know.
For me, when these blackouts started happening, it was in fact that gift of just realizing, wow, I can't rely on anything. The next second, you're just unconscious, and maybe you wake up and maybe you don't. It's just like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I just like to sit with this all.
How much should we allow ourselves to love completely if we knew we had only 5 minutes left?
Yeah. When I think of the bardo, then somehow fear arises that I don't know if I can handle the bardo. Like, oof. Yeah. That kind of confusion and not having ground or something.
I guess, that's part of what we explore every single meeting, just like
That's
meeting
also,
all the different frequencies and all that. And with luck, some of that capacity has matured. It's just like learning to drive a car, or you get in, or a bicycle, you get on the bike after years. There's all that. It just knows how to do it. So we're here and exploring different sensations and being present with each other as we're going through whatever life is bringing up.
Oh, now I see an association. The association is with the prenatal, that I will feel lost in space and nobody there.
Yeah.
So lost and lonely. That's the trigger.
And at the same time, it's like just calling on all the love that you know is your nature of love, just being caressed by totality. It's like,
and for that little one that has not the natural sense of that.
Didn't have that information at that time. Finding itself in a womb where the mom was maybe not present with herself or with life, and then but this journey, how much exploration has happened in the capacity to be present in all different sensations as they arise. It's like you've been exploring. Your system is getting more and more capacity, you could say, like that. Just okay, this is this. Here we are on the rock, floating through space. My God.
Just the wave that's coming through.
The wave that's coming through. And just seeing it, okay, whatever tightens up around it, it's okay. Sweet tightening up. We're trying to help, not necessary. Really, nothing to hold on to, nothing to avoid, nothing to reach for. Whatever is left in us that needs to contract, letting it contract, honoring it, gently being present. It's okay. And staying with them quiet. I notice, I see. I am that for which there is no second, for which there is no other, for which there is only this. feels like identification is just falling away as we rest here. I don't know how it is for you.
Yeah. It's getting quiet and being here. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Isaac.
Thanks, Judith. Yeah.
Mhm.
Sandra.
Hey Isaac, hey everyone. Isaac, I would love to share something and maybe just also sit with you and the Sangha afterwards. In this being with Florian towards the end, I could see that it was about forgiveness, knowing that it's not about forgiving, but yet the part that is still clinging to the identification of I, thinking that there is something to forgive towards myself, the others. And it was such a gift because I could see there is no separation. So it's not just him, it's also here actually. It's here happening in this system. And I got a glimpse to see that actually any slightest part where there is something like that doesn't want to forgive, no matter what it thinks, myself, the other, is like in the way of being or being true self, however you want to point that. And in seeing this, there was so much light suddenly being there. And I just would love actually to be with you and the Sangha just to, because I can feel there is a process where suddenly or somehow still some parts are clinging to some things just to help to be in the light of consciousness with it.
You know, it's like such a how can I say, a human habit. We meet someone, and in the course of our interactions, we form impressions.
Mm-hmm.
We form where where something doesn't feel safe, where something doesn't feel seen, where something doesn't feel honored or met in a very sweet way, and then you could say the automatic ways that it protects itself, where it kind of it does its dance. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if we look deeply, who is it that does any of that stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Clearly nobody. That's all automatic, as far as I could see. So
Yeah.
automatics related to automatics, automatic unconscious movements related to automatic unconscious movements. So
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
very often we get confused that with me and someone else,
Yeah.
those automatic movements. But if we look deeply, we can see actually, it's just appearances appearing in who we are.
Mm-hmm.
No one doing it, no one there actually, no one it's projections of thought, of mind, whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Not to, yeah.
yeah, and before I could see that something was started to see that more clearly or more deeply.
Yeah.
That is also why it feels so beautiful to just stay with it, to give it more time, to really
Yeah. Honor. It's just honoring these. I would say these automatic unconscious movements that have played in mankind, womankind forever, and produce some sense of separation, some sense of difficulty. We can look at an ocean, and sometimes the ocean takes the form of these huge waves, tsunamis even. Sometimes it's flat like a lake. There's different expressions of whatever this, of ocean. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we look at an expression of life and we can think, oh no, that's someone and they have choice, and it's like somehow my impression or the interpretation that makes it seem like there's a me and a them is real. It's such a familiar movement here in all of us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then labeling happens.
Yeah,
This is good, this is bad, that's okay, that shouldn't be different.
Yeah, and I have these feelings, and this means something about me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a wild, crazy life, and I thank you really to sit with this system, to give it time. I could see that something was going more deeper, but it was like touching a lyre, something that really protected itself for a long, long time, and it really felt so soft to behold in, no other words, in consciousness or whatever. Yeah.
And just to see what does that layer that got touched, or that mechanism or that movement mean about you, who you really are.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, trying to define an ocean by a wave.
By a drop, even.
By a drop. By a drop.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Love, love, love.
Yeah. You too.
Evangelia.
Can you hear me?
I hear you, I see you.
I'm so happy to be back. I was not here for a while.
Where were you?
Huh?
Where were you?
I was here, but I had guests.
Okay.
Yeah. And I have really this longing just to that we look at each other a little bit.
Okay.
I miss that a lot.
Okay.
Perhaps I just want to share two things. One is that, you know, you unfocus, you sort of, there is some, you see this picture, but you unfocus, and there's like a friction between what you see, because the brain says this is a person, and what you feel. So you would love to close your eyes sometimes just to make that feeling stronger, because you're a person, and then it always snaps back. That's one thing. And another thing that came is sometimes I ask myself, because I feel so pulled to that, but there are two sides of the coin. I mean, or I could put it that way, I'm not very satisfied how I handle my life. So what I'm trying to say is it's like a refugee, it's like a escape. Even if I have this stillness, I know this is all from the brain, but it's just, I'm asking myself that I would love a balance. I would love not one and the other, but together.
When would you like that?
What?
When would you like that?
When?
When would you like that?
If I would like this two to collide in each other?
When?
When?
When would you like
Every
that?
second.
Yeah.
Every second.
Huh?
Every second.
No. So now you mean?
Well, there's nothing left of my life when I go into that.
Yes, exactly. No one left to want anything.
But the day has 24 hours.
So then when you say you go into it, really the only thing that moves is attention.
Yeah.
When you're dreaming, you know it's not real. You know it's a dream. Or afterwards you know it. You say, oh, that was a dream, yeah.
Well, as soon as this focus goes away, there's a very big contraction. So,
Yes. And so that's a dream. That's a dream. That's a dream. And the dream about coming out of the dream is a dream. And that which is here before the dream, during the dream, after the dream, it's untouched by any dream. Or not.
I totally agree, but somehow I feel there's a hook, like it's two things simultaneously: the linear and which doesn't exist.
What's that hook? What's that hook made of?
Pardon? The linear.
What is that hook? What is the hook made of?
The hook is made out of metal. No. I just wanted to describe it's these two things simultaneously, this linear and this internal. And there's this forth and back and forth and back. And I mean, you have sometimes when you cook, you can't be in the internal because it's gonna burn, for example. So I can't say everything is a dream. This is it. And the pan is taken away by life and put aside because the smell is strong. I'm not that far. But I know what you say, I agree. It just snaps back all the time.
What snaps back?
The old identification that there are things here and all this rubbish in the head and
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So and what is that?
it's a waste of
What's
energy.
it made? Yeah. What's it made of?
Attention, it's attention put in the wrong place.
Yeah. It's all. Yeah. So in this moment, otherwise, what's happening is we're going to the past and projecting it into the future and trying to solve it in the moment. This happened in the past, and it's probably going to happen in the future again. So the snapping back. And so, how do I solve that now?
Now we're sitting and there is no problem whatsoever. It's all vanished.
Exactly. But just in case, because we've had problems in the past and they might happen again in the future, let's talk about these non-existent problems that aren't here now.
Well, then you would have to sit here with me forever.
Where can I go?
Oh dear. I liked it. Yeah,
Yeah, we're just playing, just watching how thoughts come and they appear real, and somehow there seems some interest to do something about them, and then we see, and it's
thank you so much, Isaac. Paradise on earth.
here now. Oh, Lily.
Hi,
Hey, Lily.
Isaac. Hi, everyone. That was fun. I've got good news. As of Thursday, 12 at midnight, we don't need to wear masks here, and we don't need to show proof of the tick, and we can go anywhere. And well, I'm accepting it, so it's fantastic. And if you travel overseas, you have to come back, but then quarantine for 7 days. So see what happens. I'd like to thank you so much for the last session. The following night, I slept almost 12 hours, and this body so needed it. And a lot has happened and responded so well. So thank you. Yeah. And somehow your support and showing me to be gentle and soften up. I started to practice that in my day, and it made such a difference. And I'm so grateful. Thank you. Yeah. And I'd like to sit with you a little bit. Thank you. Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Oh.
Yeah, thank you. Sambil.
Hello.
Hello.
Good to see you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Sylvie.
Hi, Isaac.
Hi, Sylvie.
Just wanted to rest with you a bit.
Okay.
It feels really beautiful, Isaac. But there's still the trap of wanting to win the lawsuit instead of just being. So that's for my system, it's still wanting. Yeah.
Sure, just to see it, just to see it. So wanting comes. It's a
Yeah.
dream. No need to get too concerned about trying to stop wanting, or this. This whole dream of you is a dream. There's a you that wants. It's wanting is there. So okay.
Yes, but it's hard for my system to not go into the wanting because there's so much wanting
Let
to
it go. Yeah, let it go into it, and either winning will happen or it won't. I mean, it's like on such a different level. Mike and I play backgammon and cards and stuff.
Yeah, I know
And
that.
we're fiercely competitive. We want to win.
Okay.
And at the same time, it absolutely doesn't matter. It's all such nonsense. It's like I can, sometimes play with being happy for Micah when she gets a good roll or something like that. And I mean, yeah. But sometimes, you have days where, everything you roll is perfect, and other days everything you roll is exactly the opposite, and you completely, get smashed.
Pissed off.
Or sensations come up or whatever, But what does it mean? It's nothing. It's just stuff comes and goes.
And is there like a technical explanation when there's wanting and there's not wanting and resting in the heart just opens more?
Yeah.
So what is that?
Some moments the wanting to win seems more juicy, and it's not.
Yeah.
But it seems that way, It's like, okay. Someone sent me a link to say that Tony Fauci has just been hung. Whether or not it's true, I have no idea. But
That's good news, if that's true.
whether
And is it possible to never ever leave the heart, or is it just also always coming and going and endless?
what is it that leaves the heart? Attention. That's all that.
Yeah.
So that's all. So attention will do that based on what? say old habits, that nobody does it. Who consciously would do that? Just these old habits playing, and I guess they play until until they're inquired into. Or, I mean, there's no telling if and when that'll ever stop. You never know. It's just like if there's an interest, and somehow within that interest, there's these old information of wanting to win, of thinking every something matters, and it's like, and it plays until it doesn't. And you really go deep. Who are you, Sally? Who are you? That, not that personality, not those patterns. Something beyond all of it. Yeah? We're ready. Nothing needs to be done for that, because it's that way already. It's like, and of course, attention goes here and there and gets involved. Certainly not consciously. And certainly there's no Sylvie that's doing that. The sense of Sylvie shows up in those movements, but not who you are. Mirage.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Cool. Thank you.
Thanks. Marcus.
Hi, hi Isaac.
Hey, Marcus.
I just wanted to sit with you. I can experience, a lot of fear at the moment.
So what is fear?
Yeah, in the body, it seems to be a tension.
Potential, yeah.
Very small, closed, and and it arises when my thoughts go into the future. And
Exactly.
create a fantasy about horrific things that might happen.
Yeah. Yeah. So truthfully, you can say in this moment, the worst thing that can happen is a thought.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. And actually, I don't know anything. Maybe this afternoon the same thing might happen to me, what happened to Florian Schlosser. So
Yeah, we
all
don't
the
know.
thoughts and thinking
yeah,
about the
it's not,
future and listening to the news and the war and so on, it's all in vain. It's fantasy.
yeah, it's fantasy. Just occupies our attention, and those moments are spent busy with something that brings nothing, only discomfort, not love, you could say. So, but it's not, we can see there's a lot of stuff going on, in terms of what, the backdrop of what's going on in the world at the moment. It's, you can see it, but then does it do any good to worry about it? Or, I mean, yes, you can move according to how it seems appropriate, but to move into fear around it, it's just like, it's beyond us. We can't do anything about it. The great intelligence is playing every part. And there's so many, there's so many layers to the story. It's like, wow. The story of America, like there were, people wanted to get out from the king, and they said, okay, cool. People were very happy about that, and they went for it. And then the British soldiers came over, and they started just whipping all the people that were in revolt, beating them, fight after fight after fight, and it looked terrible, like there was no chance. And people started, what the fuck did we get into here? We started joining this thing, and we're losing everything, and it looked really no chance. And then to go to the war with Britain at that time was a great power, and all of a sudden the tide turned and they were winning. So next thing they're America, and it's just these funny, it's like from the perspective of Americans. It was one story. From the perspective of American Indians, it was another story. And it's just like, and then the slavery. I mean, it's just endless stories, one after the other. Here we are. So,
As if it was done intentionally, all these terrible things. And at the moment, I have the impression that more people or more power and energy is interested in enforcing the war and making it bigger instead of trying to put an end to it.
No doubt. I mean, it's clear. It's like Ukraine on its own doesn't stand a chance against Russia. So then, but it's a big opportunity for people that make arms to make a lot of money. And so, like keep the war going regardless of the cost, because the cost is to the people in Ukraine and to the people in Russia, and indirectly to the world. It's like the people that do that stuff don't give a shit. It's always played. I mean, I think it plays in almost every war. There's people that supply weapons to both sides, and it's like, as long as there's an arms industry, we'll never have peace. As long as there's media, we'll never have truth. As long as there's pharmaceutical companies, will never have health. It's the way the world plays at the moment. So here we are. So, what are we here for? It's nice to be aware of
Yeah.
some of these other dynamics. But what are we truly here for? To get caught up or to be at peace, you know? It's not like there's a right or a wrong or a good or bad to it. It's just, okay. How do we participate in this moment in the most beautiful way? I'd say it's maybe in the direction of an intelligent question.
Thank you.
Thank you. Pleasure.
Hi.
Hi.
What a shock with Florian. Yeah. And you always say, imagine you have only 5 minutes left to live here. Huh? Bad boy. And I want to ask, can I or can we still say rest in peace? I mean, is it truth or what?
I can say anything.
Yeah.
I mean,
is it accurate or does it fit concerning to what we are speaking about here?
If you were speaking to peace, how would you say? Would you say to peace, rest in peace? You wouldn't speak like that.
Yeah. Isaac, yeah. Very good one. Yeah.
We could say, may my imagination of whoever you are rest in peace.
Yeah. What's so nice? Thank you.
Which makes me feel good because then I'm a nice person or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's one. Isaac, I like to explore an addiction, smoking.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. It caught this system again after 1.5 year break. Yeah. And when I hear the death of Florian, I can clearly see, or before, it's suicide in rates, or how to say. I'm
it's
going
hard to
slow
say. It's hard to say. There are people that live to 100 that smoke every day, and there's people
but
that
my
eat
lungs
totally.
tell me really, stop. We can't breathe anymore.
Yeah, I mean, that's a small inconvenience for... It's a small inconvenience for paying all that money to to suck smoke.
And I looked yesterday, I got a new idea yesterday why I do it. My beloved, said really clear or showed me as a mirror my pressure. I'm under pressure. And when I feel these sensations, then there's the idea smoking takes the pressure away or something. Yeah. And it became so clear because I put the pressure on him. Can't you do this now? Huh? No. Yeah, later. No, do it now. So something. So the pressure. And I can clearly see. But
and so Varesha, who does that?
Yeah, nobody. I know. So I can't do anything. I have to smoke or what?
I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know. Yeah. Me either. But it seems like. But I always have my.
You see, if it comes from putting pressure, does it make sense to put pressure on yourself to stop smoking?
Oh, I got this also. That's why I allowed myself to go on. This. Yeah. So it doesn't make sense to think, oh, that's suicide in rates. Oh, it's only a crazy.
It's just another thought.
Yeah. So stay with the whole healthy.
You know, there's those stories of there was a king in India and he knew his time was coming and he didn't have any sons or daughters, so you know, he said, let everyone who wants to be king come to the palace. And we'll see who's ready to be king. All these people came, and for some people they came and they saw all these beautiful horses and they got distracted by all the beautiful horses, and some people came to the rose gardens and they saw all the beautiful roses. Some people came to the orchards and they saw all the beautiful fruit, and some people came to the vegetable gardens and you know, nobody made it through just to come to the king, and they could have had everything, but they were busy with everything on the way.
So I has a reason that you tell me this story. I don't. I have a glimpse what you mean, but not clear.
Sure. What are we busy with? Yeah.
For this one, yeah, smoking.
Yeah, I have to, you know, like I have to be free this moment. You know, it's like,
Yeah, this becomes more and more clear, Isaac. Especially when you get older. I had my birthday yesterday, 72.
Yeah.
Wow.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah, you could die tomorrow and you could live another 100 years. No, 100 years maybe you could.
No, I decided 88 is a good time to go.
Okay.
Yeah. So still 16 years. Maybe. Yeah. What a play, what a joke, everything. Yes, yes. Okay, so nothing to do. Honor this or what? Honor this movement or honor myself more. Oh. Yeah, yeah, I know, Isaac. I know. Thank you so much. But the mind has to speak sometimes, you know.
Yeah, it's okay. It's no problem. Yeah.
Thank you, Lord.
Thank you. Barbara. Hi, Barbara.
Hi, Isaac. My system is very sad. It happened again and again.
So let's play again.
Yes.
You try hold on to that sadness. You don't let that sadness go. No, you're not playing the game already. You're starting to laugh.
Yes, it was very effective.
You hold on to that sadness and don't let it go. It's been troubling you now. You trouble it. You don't. When it wants to go away, you say, don't. I'm jealous. I don't want you to go with I don't want you to go anywhere else. You stay with me. Don't let it go anywhere. Hold it.
Can I talk about why it's like that?
I don't think the why, we never know, yeah?
I know why.
Oh, okay.
I have this very wonderful man in my life and a lot of hard sexual abuse. And then it happens regularly, but less. We have such a nice night. And the next day, I cry like today. And then I can't hold on 1 day, 2 days, 2 weeks. And I know very clear he's very hurtful man. It's only my story. And I don't feel at what moment I dissociate. Now we can play again, but I felt the need to share this. What's about?
Okay, yeah. I understand. Yeah.
And I hold on to the thinking. This is a very good one. I hold on. I'm not normal. I just want to be normal. Now we can play again. I never play with you.
You know what norm means? Normal.
I'm sorry, I was coughing. It didn't hurt.
No problem. You know what normal means? Normal means to be like everybody else. Like if you take all the people and you look to see how everybody is, then somehow normal comes from that, to be like most of the other people, yeah? You're not normal.
Somehow I like not to be normal, but I choose
exactly.
now have.
So what it is wanting something to be different.
Exactly, yeah. It's that.
Yeah, just like that. Yeah. So
I
there's
want
a wanting something. Yeah.
And I hold on to
Well,
wanting.
no problem. No, so let's just take that. Wanting
Okay.
something to be different. Okay, so we're here now. Now we've identified it, this wanting something to be different. So
Yes.
now, okay, yeah. So now, just imagine spending the rest of your life wanting to be different. Would anybody do that? Would anybody spend all their life energy wanting to be different, consciously?
I want to be different.
Yeah.
It's really a big contraction.
Yeah, so that is a contraction. Of course it's a contraction. But what I'm saying is, would anybody do that consciously with the rest of their life? To suffer like that. So this wanting to be different, nothing right with it, nothing wrong with it. It's just an idea. So now, yeah, is that idea worth to put on your altar and worship it? No, not at all.
No,
And then
no.
that idea might come again. That idea might come again, and if it comes, you say, "Look, yeah, I've really, I've hitchhiked with you so many times, but I can just see." Yes, I'm not so interested in that idea anymore. Yeah. Different, the same, I don't have an idea. It's just like, I know when that idea comes and it kind of gets followed, it's not so enjoyable, yes.
It's endless.
Yeah, and then I cry and then I blame myself and crying happens and the ideas happening that I should be different. I mean, yeah, okay. So we're here now. Okay, now you try hold on to any of that stuff that we just spoke about. And see if any of that is, see if any of it's still attractive.
No.
Well, it's not attractive, that's all. You see it,
No.
leave it. Enough. Now, is it possible to just sit here and enjoy each other?
I hope so. I hope so. It's so nice that we have you, that we can just tell everything, and you're here with your heart. It's so good. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, and because we're all in the same story, Barbara, it's like this. The same mechanisms play in all of us, and they trouble us, and when we're in it, it's very difficult to see it. But when someone is with us and they can just take it apart a little bit like that, we see for ourselves, actually pointless to go down that road again. Maybe it'll happen again, who knows? But in this moment, not so interested. This moment, interested in just meeting beautifully. So tell us, I rarely give advice, but if you like, you can tell this friend of yours to come to some of these meetings so he can learn not to get caught in this movie when it comes, and to remind you what you love, what you know. But warn him, if he comes, he might lose all his troubles. You need to warn him about that.
He doesn't take it personally at all.
Fantastic. Yeah. That's fantastic. But he also doesn't know yet how to invite you to say, Barbara, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's lucky that he doesn't take it personally. That's fantastic. but he doesn't yet know how to invite whatever it is that takes it personally in you to see through it. So that maybe he could learn here. Maybe. Who knows? So beautifully you can read so deep, and whatever gets touched can get touched. But it would be great if there was a way of being present to the touch that didn't, keep going in the vortex. Maybe it's over just from this inquiry. Who knows, Barbara? We'll see.
I didn't understand you. I heard you.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't
Okay.
matter. You can watch the video afterwards.
Yes.
Thanks, Bob.
Thank you, Isaac.
Very good.
Yeah, Isaac.
Hi.
It's every subject is touching something I thought I wanted to put forward here into this meeting. Yeah, life is really
life.
Yeah. So I've been practicing, say, being in the now, in this moment, and there is every time there is some, I don't know how to describe it. Is it resistance or reluctance or is it not? And that was the question I have. Or is it that I don't accept the present moment fully as it is? Is that a hindrance to being in the now, like being where I am with my physical condition, with my emotional, with my mental, whatever? If there is still, say, fighting going on, does that hinder me to being in the now, in this moment?
Okay. So, first find for me who it is that resists being in this moment.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I find, this
So
whole
who is
construct.
that?
It's a whole construct of the ego's mind.
Okay. And so that construct.
Yeah.
That construct wants to know what?
What comes up now, that construct wants to know if it's safe to surrender.
Fantastic.
Yeah. No, I'm very honest. That's what it feels. It's like, there's a lot of unsafety in this construct, and
the construct itself is unsafety.
Yeah.
The construct is unsafe and wants to know if it's safe to let go of being unsafe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that construct, does that construct you?
No.
No. Does that construct actually even exist?
No.
Okay.
When I'm in it, it's vivid and true.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yet you can see from here, it doesn't even exist.
No.
Yeah. And that's not just a belief system or anything, it's a direct seeing, yeah?
Yes. It's a direct experience, feeling. Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah. Temperature rising.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's the addiction to this construct?
I'd ask another question. Who is it that's addicted?
Oh my God. The more I experience this and feel this, the more I cannot understand how people react to myself, to this being. There's so much aggressiveness and unkindness, the way, you know, that people come with critics, advice, unrelated comments, cheating, whatever. So it's like I'm from another world, so to speak. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, so in a sense, you know, when you, whatever we talk about other people, really and truly, what is it?
Yeah, there are no others in that
There
sense.
are no others. Yeah, there are no others. It's just, so then it's just a question of seeing, okay, somehow this reflection is coming, and then just watching and seeing what gets touched and how it's, what the play is, you know, it's just like.
Yeah. So in this, when I'm in this construct, I'm vibrating a certain.
And even to say I'm in this construct.
When this construct is operating, there is then there is an energy vibrating from this construct.
Exactly. And it plays in a certain way.
Yeah, and that attracts the same vibration or whatever.
It's it's reflection. So, and it doesn't have to do anything with you to even say when I'm in that construct or.
No, I said when this construct is playing.
Yeah, playing, yeah, exactly. And so that construct plays and then gets its reflection. It gets taken personally, or it doesn't, or a deeper inquiry happens, and it's seen, okay, wow, this is just a dream. It's not. There's nobody here. There's nobody there. There's just.
Yeah, I can really feel, say, the no construct, the being, and the pushing of the construct to continuously improving or wanting to be different or whatever is going on. Yeah.
See you, Gaia.
Yeah, what I also feel is that it's harder to be in this sweetness, in this love, when there is much physical pain going on or much physical challenges. It's a harder field to step away from.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
Okay. I think there must be a time here because people are leaving. So yeah.
Thank you, Isaac.
Yeah, sweetheart.
Big hug for you.
Thank you. And to you. Yeah. Thank you, Sylvie, for hosting. Thank you, beloveds. Mm.